Alright everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Ramble on, Revenge of the Host. I'm all by myself today. Everyone else decided to enjoy their Saturdays, whereas I had nothing better to do. So I thought I'd give you all a quick little taste of the Ramble on. For those that haven't listened to the Ramble on before, we sit around, we talk about some things, we see what's in the news, we ramble about it, and then we jump around from subject to subject, see where we end up. Most of the time, we end up with our heads up our asses, which is the best place to be. Just kidding. I'm not by myself today. I actually have number one guest on the docket, my boy, Omar. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just ready for this party to get started.
Let's get the bash going, man. We don't have Marvin today, though. That Broheim decided to work like a bum. Who works on a Saturday? What a bitch. Whatever. So we found a replacement. I don't know if it's a worthy replacement, but his name...
shall remain nameless.
Nameless.
Anonymous?
We have Anonymous here on the podcast, and Anonymous's name is Ernie. Just call him Anonymous from here on out. So,
hi guys, hi TV Land, how are you doing?
We're not on TV, bro. We're on the podcast waves.
You mind enjoying this, motherfucker? I'm enjoying this.
SoundCloud, my friend. We're on SoundCloud. Ernie, you haven't listened to any of the first 2 episodes, have you?
I have not. No, this is the first time I popped cherry for this one. And I figured it's a good way to get into it is actually talking.
Well, I tell you what.
Anything about this.
It'll be the first cherry that Ernie's had popped, so I'm excited that we can pop his podcast cherry before we pop his official cherry. We got some things we're going to talk about today. We haven't caught any new movies lately. That's going to be on the next episode, everybody. Next week, we're going to be talking about Beast of No Nation, the Netflix original, and Guillermo del Toro's horror something or other, Crimson Peak. So we'll talk about those next week. For this week, we're going to talk about some things in the news. Also going to be talking about another Netflix original, Narcos, the story about Pablo Escobar and how he handcuffed and controlled Colombia for decades. You know, we got some other things we're going to talk about. We do have a party going on later tonight, guys. Got a nice little quiet bash, a little private party for all those that couldn't go. Sorry, not my problem. I didn't host it. It is kind of a costume party. Ernie, do you have any ideas, man?
Man, I was thinking of like, dude, I have that flight helmet and I'm going to do the total pilot shit. It's only because I don't want to expose my regular costume for next weekend and the next weekend after that to this. I'm going as Princess Leia Stunt Double.
Yeah, man, that's nice, man. That's nice. This ain't prime time. This is middle of the month, October.
Yeah.
We're not going big yet, man. That's for next weekend, yeah. I'm not going to be around next weekend, but that's neither here nor there. But the weekend after, man, Halloween is on a Saturday. Everyone's getting hyped.
It's going to be awesome. Going to be a big draft house party for this one. Cousin's throwing it. He helped with, I won't say Comic-Cons. He's going all out on this shit. It's going to be very, very crazy.
Yeah, we're going to edit all of that out.
Okay.
I don't want anybody else knowing our plans, you know?
Yeah, man.
They're going to start banging on our doors, you know, the 5 people that listen to this fucking thing.
5 people? Wow, there's whole 5.
I know, man.
That's
5
more
people.
So how many more is it besides your parents?
Actually, my parents don't listen. The only person from my family is my cousin. Katie, my number 1 fan, you are the jam. Yeah, man, nobody else listens. So we do have a couple random fans on SoundCloud, which is nice. To those people, yeah, everybody made up an old fake account, you know?
Seriously. I want to give a shout out to the NSA and the FBI and all
Hey,
those
thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it.
Way to keep us free, guys.
It's kind of like Julio's friends list. Marvin's brother Julio, his friends list is all those random catfish accounts, you know? They keep showing up on my mutual friends list. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man?
And they're all like crazy hot, but they only have one picture.
They have one picture. They're crazy hot, and they're from Fresno, California. Or New York City, New York.
Burbank.
Or Burbank, California. Silicon Valley, California. Man, that's fucking crazy. But tonight's going to be a good time. Hey, Omar, I heard that you're going to dress up as Big Hero 6.
I'm going to be dressing up as Big Hero 6 tonight. You guys should check it out. It's going to be badass. I hate you, Kevin. I don't even know why you host this shit.
Okay. To clarify, Omar's wearing an Iron Man's outfit, but that thing is so damn tight on him, it looks like Big Hero 6.
It happens to be 3 sizes too small, so we end up getting Big Hero 6 instead.
What's the story on this? Where did you get this from?
I got it from some random guy.
Was it like a street corner? Was it like, hey man, would you like to buy this Iron Man outfit? Or
I said, why not? You know,
he actually looked like Pablo Escobar. Hey man, you know what I got in the back, man? You look like you want to be Iron Man, man. He's like, yeah, dude, how'd you know?
He got me, Iron Man. He got me.
He got you, man. He knows you. So, Omar.
No, I'm going to save that costume for primetime.
Come on, man.
It'll be good.
Give the people what they want.
Yes.
That is true. I'll think about it. I'll just take a nice suit and, just have a briefcase with my Iron Man case in there in case shit hits the fan.
I'm going to say you pop that shit open.
Yes.
Pop that shit. Let everybody know who you are.
What's that guy's name? Selper?
Happy.
You're gonna be happy.
I'm gonna be
Be
happy.
happy, man. Well, we're all
And I'm
gonna
gonna be happy tonight.
Speaking of happy, I gotta say, man, Orion, Omar's little pooch, is still quite happy.
With his balls.
He still has his balls intact. Obviously, not enough people hashtag to snip them, so we're going to keep them for a little while longer. If you guys want to keep hashtagging, actually, if you want to hashtag it all, nobody hashtagged, by the way.
Yeah.
We didn't get any. That's fine.
Nobody give it time. Give it time.
Nobody has Twitter, though. No one gives a shit about Twitter.
You know the thing about this dog is that I'm surprised is that, dude, you're a big guy. You're over like 6'4"?
Yeah.
And you have the tiniest, prissiest little dog I've ever seen.
Hey, man, it's good with the ladies.
He's a charmer, man.
He is a charmer.
And I didn't want to get a big dog in this tiny little place because that would feel like prison. Nobody likes prison.
Yeah.
No,
The only way it can be more stereotypical is if you had a Chihuahua.
I was thinking about getting a Chihuahua too. But that would have been way too gay for my appreciation. So. Just one with a poodle. Doesn't shed, so that's pretty good. Guys, if you're looking for a non-allergenic dog, poodles are the shit.
Hey, man, poodles are cool. You could have got a big dog and been like Pablo over here, man. He was living in that quality prison. He built that thing, man. That was his. It was his castle. Anyways, we'll talk about Narcos later. We want to talk about something that the mass audience wants to talk about, not about drug lords or
Crimson Peak?
Well, we'll talk about Crimson Peak later, man.
Post Jessica Chastain. Jessica,
God
just
damn
want to
it,
give a
dude.
shout out to Jessica Chastain.
This is the third time you've given a shout out. Hey, everyone expect the fourth time next week when we talk about Jessica Chastain. We get it.
So
She's
it's
amazing.
Just call it Rambling On to Jessica. Shout out to Jessica Chastain.
It should be, man. The next episode is going to be the Ramble On for Jessica. Let's Ramble On for Jessica.
She's listening out there, man.
Yeah, she's out there. She's like, oh my god, she's totally. And this is your way in. This is how
my
you
way
get
in.
in.
This is my way in.
I will say though, if she's one of those celebrities that her ears perk up every time she senses that someone's saying her name, at least you're doing it in the confines of a podcast and with friends instead of your basement with the lights out.
Creepy shit.
So got that saving grace.
With the
for
lock
her.
of Jessica's hair, you know, like
Just-
God knows
Posters
where.
everywhere.
Yeah, I know, right?
I should get a poster.
Right over your mattress.
Yes.
Oh, that got weird.
Yeah.
But no, we're not talking about Jessica just yet, man. We'll save that for next episode. Her name's going to come up at least 4 more times throughout this episode.
You know it's funny because I was watching Blades of Glory yesterday, and I love that movie. But my favorite character is the stalker guy that came out on Grandma's Boy.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name again?
I don't know.
Yeah, the guy is awesome. Just how crazy he is. Because like, hey, you know, one day I'm just gonna kill you. It's gonna be awesome. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna have a stalker, I mean, that's world class stalking right there.
Nah, I'm not going all the world class. Not yet. Not yet.
No, he's just going to be like any other regular, awkward, gross fan and just hide in his bedroom and just
Look at her and just look at her while she sleeps. That's all. I'm
Yeah.
just killing and say I'm not going to do that. So please don't come arrest me.
The NSA's like, yeah, we've been doing that too.
So it's from his phone. That's why we open phones like this every. Like he's facing her every night.
Actually, NSA, if you are listening, just send me the nudes. My number is.
They got plenty of those, man. They got plenty of those. Big hit that's coming out. Big news that's coming up. We all love it. We're all excited for it. December 18th is going to be a holiday.
It is.
Because Star Wars is back. Episode 7. The big news is that they're releasing the official final trailer. It's going to be only 3 trailers that they release.
Damn.
That's how much they know they got us hooked. They barely need to show us anything.
Very
They
excited.
show us a couple teasers. You get Luke Skywalker talking. You got Chewie and Han show up. You get a glimpse of Carrie Fisher holding a lightsaber. You get the new kids coming in. Everybody's jazzed up, man. I'm going to cry. It's going to be 2 hours of tears.
It's awesome because one of the companies out there has built an actual BB-8.
I saw that, yeah.
The rolling droid.
Mm-hmm.
It costs $150, and I don't care. I want to buy it. I said I want to get it for my nephew,
Oh,
but I want to play with it for like 2 weeks beforehand, just to play with it. And
Hey, man.
it is so awesome.
It's a Christmas gift, man.
It is a Christmas gift,
And
but
the movie's coming out a week before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So what you do is you buy it a couple weeks before, play around with it, you plug it back in the box, you put the tape strategically back over, and then you give it to him. Uncle Ernie, this is scratch. No, it's not. Shut up.
Shut up. It's customized for you.
It's customized for you. You saw him in the movie. We've seen it 3 times. He's running around in sand, got rocks.
Yeah,
He's all scratched up. The final trailer, or the official trailer, whatever you want to call it, is being released at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, online, wherever, who cares. It's going to be released. It's going to be released during Monday Night Football.
Oh, okay.
It'll be during
Which
the
game?
commercial. Who's playing
Packers.
this weekend?
Packers?
Are the Packers playing this weekend?
Packers are always fucking playing.
Well, yeah, they always play, but I think it's the Patriots and the Jets or something. I don't pay attention to my NFL football enough anymore. I used to be obsessed, but it will be showing during the Monday Night Football game, and then promptly at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of us in San Antonio, that means 7 o'clock we'll get the trailers, 7:30 we'll be able to officially buy our premiere date tickets. I'm already looking, man. I'm already looking into my IMAX seats, man. I want to see it in IMAX. Unfortunately, that means I'll have to see it in IMAX 3D. But what are you going to do?
Like, I give it to Lucas for, like, how he marketing this stuff. All of the kids are excited about it.
Hey,
like, I already seen, like, the decorations for it for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen, like, all the kids stuff for it, and it's insane.
They know what they're
It's
doing.
good. Yeah, they are.
They know what they're doing.
They're targeting the kids.
The great thing that they're doing, though, is George Lucas ain't involved at all.
Yeah.
George Lucas is not involved. It's all about Disney, man. Disney has full control over everything. If anybody knows anything about Disney, they know how to sell toys. They know how to promote a product. They made those Disney princesses the hottest commodity. The only thing Mickey Mouse is known anymore for is his little awkward appearances on South Park more than he is the actual character. It's all about the princesses, man. Speaking of which, they're releasing a new princess. There's a new Disney princess that they're making a movie for. It's a Samoan princess.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going to be in that movie.
Really? Yeah, you know, it's awesome. It's like, I was thinking of the Lilo and Stitch style. Like,
Yeah, that's
like, you know, I mean, just market Lilo growing up.
That's what they should do. It's under a different name, but you already got that audience. But they've made like 5 Lilo and Stitch movies. That first Lilo and Stitch movie was awesome.
It was.
I dug that
watch
movie.
it. Like,
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. But yeah, so Star Wars, they got Disney on their side, man. Disney bought it for $4 billion. $4 billion.
Damn.
Omar billion.
With a B?
With a B. How do you say B in Spanish?
B.
B. 4 billion.
They're probably going to make even more money out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, the great thing about... Okay, so everyone shat on George Lucas, and this is old news for everybody, but for those that don't know, everyone shat on George Lucas because of the prequel trilogies. I mean, those are, for the most part, hot garbage, although it influenced the title of this podcast. A lot of people blame it for the downfall of Star Wars, because George Lucas kind of dipped his hand too far. But the man sold it to Disney because they had a good pitch. They liked what they heard. He took all $4 billion of those dollars and gave them to child charities. So the man did not waste a dime on himself. He's already got enough money from the Star Wars franchise and Indiana Jones, which we'll talk about in a second, actually.
And from Lucas Studios.
Lucas Studios, who oversaw all those movies and everything. Yeah. He has enough money. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, give it back to the kids. Which is huge, man.
Yeah, I respect that.
The thing with Disney being in control, though, which is cool from a marketing standpoint, from building an empire that they already have. Empire. Get it? Disney has no control over the final edit of the film. It's all in the hands of J.J. Abrams. He's the one that has final say on what comes out.
That is awesome. He should have done that with Marvel and stuff like that. So we would not have had the second shitty part of Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, or making the same movie with Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron is the same fucking movie, man.
As the original.
It's the same as the first one, yeah. All the Marvel movies, and I'm sick of talking about this. This is the third fucking week we're talking about it. But every Marvel movie is pretty much the same movie. The nice thing is J.J. Abrams has been given full control. He's given final say, and he's like, we're not going to have that Disney ending. It's going to be like the Star Wars I remember and you remember. Somebody's going to die. I don't know who, but I'm looking at Carrie Fisher.
So what are you? So what are you thinking, man? Have you gotten into any of the lore of Star Wars after?
I did part of a book one time. Actually, I've done 1 or 2 books, mostly like before. And it's weird because the universe kind of goes out left field.
Like the Emperor has like a whole bunch of clone bodies and shit. So
that. Yeah, the video games. One of them where it's like Jedi stories, and they just go crazy.
Yeah,
they go really, really crazy. But it's badass. I mean, the whole universe.
So my question is, are they going to go with it, or are they just going to ignore all that and then take it in a new direction from Episode 6?
I think they're going to somewhat follow what the books say, as far as from the 9, 10, 11, but I don't know how far they're going to lead it because I don't want to spoil stuff for people who haven't read stuff. There's some interesting stuff that happens with them.
They're making their own universe.
I
get the sense they're keeping it in the cinematic universe. Anything that's happened in the books is not really going to affect. Yeah, it's not going to affect the movies at all. It's never affected the movies. Even when the prequels came out, I mean, everybody was making comic books and the novels and all that shit like gangbusters, man. But everything was kept in its own isolated form. The movies are what they are, and they keep them that way. I think even J.J. Abrams said that he's keeping it his own story. He's even said that they're pretty much doing their own story. There will be inklings of stuff from the books, from the comic books, stuff like that. In the comic books, Han Solo has a wife. It's some black chick, which I thought was fun, which makes sense, because there were no black people in A New Hope, and then all the black people showed up in Empire Strikes Back. Han Solo's best friend, Lando Calrissian, is black, so you could tell it was a setup.
He likes it. Yeah,
well, here's the one thing. Like,
cool man Lando took him to the right clubs,
But here's the thing, though. Like, even in all 3 episodes, there were like 3 women in the entire Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
much. Which is actually one of the things about Family Guy that made fun of it.
Oh yeah, there are no ladies in that shit. Man. Princess Leia, who fills the void of not having any ladies, you know. She's a great character. And then you got What's-Her-Face from Return of the Jedi, who has like 5 seconds. She's like one of the commanders.
And that girl, and that green girl with the green ear things that I found in the pit got eaten by now. Yeah, the stripper.
What's her name? Moha Lisa or something?
No one gives a shit.
Yeah, you know, she's like a lot of...
Everyone knows the green stripper.
Yeah, everybody knows the green stripper. Yes.
Many pumpkins die.
Like giving this
And then in the prequels, I mean, you have Natalie Portman that's basically playing the Princess Leia part. Then you have a few ladies that pop up. You know, mostly her royal guard that die
every time.
Every time.
I wouldn't want to be one of her bodyguards.
I know, it's very honorable, and then you're gonna die.
And then you're gonna die. Just so you know, expect to die. Poor Rose Byrne. Actually, Rose Byrne made it out alive, so that's nice. So yeah, man, I'm stoked about that. The one thing I will say about his Star Trek movies, they're basically fan service to the Star Trek fans. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they're Star Wars movies with Star Trek characters. Go back and watch J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies now. I really like the original one from 2009. Into Darkness was fine. I'm not a Trekkie, so for me, I don't care that much. Hey, I know who Khan is. I know who Kirk is. I know who all these guys are. Fun. But otherwise, I don't really give a shit.
As someone who watched all the series, I've watched the original Star Trek all the way up to like Enterprise. And I've actually read the whole lore and stuff like that. I don't know why. It's just, I love it. It's fascinating how deep you can go down a rabbit hole.
We found the Trekkie here.
Yeah, and it's great. Like, you know, how they do those little references to like the stuff that's happening. And he's a big old nerd when he does it. And that's what I'm kind of hoping he brings to, like, you know, so Star Wars experience where it should be...
Abrams is a Star Wars fanatic. He's not as big of a Star Trek fan, and I think that actually helped Star Trek because he could separate himself. But I think the writers that he brought in, Kirkman and Orci, they're not talented. They've written the Transformers movies. They've written the Amazing Spider-Man movies. These are not guys that you want in control of your movies. But for some reason, they keep making money.
Go plated shit.
He was just... seriously. It's almost like Abrams was just waiting. He heard rumors and he was just waiting for Star Wars to happen. He finally got it. I don't know, man. Every little sneak peek we get, every little bit of information we get, I just get more and more jazzed up. I think it's going to be a great fucking movie, man. You know it's going to be a lot of money.
You know what's funny? When he's saying that, I think of fanboys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the whole point of it is, like, to watch the movie beforehand, and at the end of it, they ask the only question, what if it sucks?
What if it sucks? I know. You got the right people on the set, man. The problem with the prequel trilogy is George Clooney, Jesus.
I know you think
George Clooney wasn't in it.
That's
a problem.
George Clooney wasn't in it, sorry.
That would have been nice. But Lucas had full control, directing, writing. Gary Oldman was going to be in the prequel movies.
Really? Who was he going to play?
I don't know. They were going to figure a character out for him, but he was probably going to be some old Jedi.
Yeah,
badass.
But Gary Oldman was supposed to be in the movie. The reason that he wasn't is because of his problem with the major studios and everything. He wasn't hiring union workers and everything.
For the Film Actors Guild?
He had people in the SAG, but he's talking the technical side of it.
Yeah, I thought you would have got that joke, man.
I did. He's a fag. Because George Lucas does his own thing. That was more Kermit.
That was Kermit, man. That was Kermit. Nice.
Well, I mean... George Lucas kind of got that frog face, you know. He's got that one face. He doesn't have a chin. He just has a face that extends down to his chest.
It's like the beard. Yeah, the beard just kind of like melted into
it melded into a chest. You know, he said, fine, whatever. That's fine. I'll just do whatever I want. And he did, and he made a shitty series.
Okay, real quick, since we're kind of on that subject, what do you think of the Muppets, the show?
Muppets.
I liked the first episode. I thought it was funny.
I thought, I've been watching the last 2-3 episodes, and I like it.
I dug the concept because it was like...
It reminds me of the original 70s Muppet show.
Yeah. It's kind of like The Office meets 30 Rock with the Muppets.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a fun concept. I dig it, man.
Dude, your hero actually came out last episode, Parks and Rec.
Nick Offerman?
Nick Offerman came out in the last one.
That is my hero.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
He came out. He's actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah, man, he's awesome. He's going to pop up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, a couple recommendations here, folks. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, check that out. The Muppet Show, yeah, why not? I liked it.
It's fun.
I thought it was funny. Talking about George Lucas, Lucasfilm also oversaw another celebrated series from the 80s that took a big dump on everybody back in 2008 with the Indiana Jones series. Indiana Jones is getting a 5th installment.
God, after the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
they
thought it was a good idea to make another one.
They're making another one with Harrison Ford involved.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad about that. That's cool. Please don't Shia LaBeouf. Or whatever the fuck.
Well, I don't know, man. I think Shia LaBeouf is too busy.
Getting arrested in 6th Street?
Yeah, he's too busy getting arrested and giving motivational speeches. You can do it! That's my Shia LaBeouf. That was terrible. Steven Spielberg came out and said that they're doing a 5th Indiana Jones movie, and Harrison Ford will be involved. How involved? Who knows? Is this where we get Chris Pratt finally in it? Because everyone's saying that he's going to be Indy.
Cool. Although, I'm going to say real quick, like, if they've seen another one, I want Nazis, not Russians. It's just not the same.
I know, man. Dude, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was so watered down. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, they just, Nuke the Fridge became the new Jump the Shark. I get that or whatever. Fuck, man. Remember when it went from Jump the Shark to Gymnastic the Velociraptor? And then it went to Nuke the Fridge.
Nuke the Fridge.
And then something embarrassing that happened in the Avengers. That became the new, catchphrase.
You're not talking about Watch Your Mouth, are you? From Avengers?
Oh, watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That movie sucked. And because it was on FX, I caught Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And it's one of those where you just cock your eyebrow. What the fuck are they doing, man? Why is George Lucas allowed to make movies? Hey, George, we love you, bro. Take care of the kids, man. Take care of the kids. You gave us Star Wars. Steven Spielberg's been doing a lot of legit stuff, man. He did Lincoln. He just released Bridge of Spies, which was...
I want to go see that.
Yeah, I do too, man. It was quietly celebrated. Not a lot of people talked about it, but Spielberg, you get Tom Hanks. Hey, man, you're going to get gold.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, was it Saving Private Ryan?
Saving Private Ryan.
Castaway.
That was Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis.
Oh, yeah.
Different director. But they did do The Terminal. That was a fun movie.
I like The Terminal.
I like The Terminal.
Cool, yeah.
Catch Me If You Can. They were
Kakoja. Yeah.
Kakoja. Catch Me If You Can was awesome. I love that movie, man. Leo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks facing off.
You know, it's funny because I think I always pictured for many years. I pictured DiCaprio as this certain kind of character, and ever since Romeo and Juliet, and I wouldn't watch any of his stuff, and then until finally I think I saw Departed, and I'm like, oh my god, this dude's awesome.
Yeah.
And you go back and watch his stuff, and it was really cool. And Catch Me If You Can, and it was.
He's still not going to win an Oscar ever, man. Though.
Huh?
He's never going to win an Oscar though.
That's fine, man.
Hey, dude,
and
he makes great movies.
We'll talk about that in a second, but it's fine that he doesn't win one because he has that.
No, wait, didn't he win the Oscar for Django?
Nope. No, he wasn't even nominated for that, man. Christoph Waltz won.
Oh yeah.
He
won 2 in a row.
Just for that, I thought he won it for that scene where he cut his hand. That was such an awesome scene that he just kept on acting with it.
Oh, no.
That was so cool.
He wasn't even nominated that year, which I think everybody who watches the Oscars was all pissed about. He was nominated for a Golden Globe, so, I mean, if you want the redheaded stepchild consolation prize, I mean, the Golden Globes are just the... Leo got in with Scorsese, man. That's what happened.
Oh.
He got in with Scorsese, and Scorsese was like, dude, don't be a bitch.
Hey, dude, Wolf of Wall Street, I still watch that movie with amazement.
Can you believe this guy, man? We talked about Wolf of Wall Street last week.
Sorry, man.
Where was this guy?
Where was he doing? All he has to do is listen, and then he won't be behind. Wolf of Wall Street's awesome. The Departed's great. Blood Diamond, man.
Blood Diamond, yeah.
He was outstanding.
I don't know about his South African accent on that one.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright.
Him and Jimon Hansu stole the show. Anytime I see that guy in a movie, Beauty Shop, which I flipped on. I saw. I was flipping around the channels one day, and I landed on. I was like, "Oh shit, Jimon Hansu! He's wearing a mailman's outfit, but we'll see what happens." And then Queen Latifah showed up. I was like, "No, not doing this one.
He was
on to the next one."
He was also awesome in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He was funny. In Gladiator, he was
Gladiator.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
And bringing up Ridley Scott again.
Especially that one fight with him and Russell Crowe chained together.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, they felt like such a badass team.
Steven Spielbergo, not Steven Spielberg, Spielbergo is taking over Indiana Jones because Spielberg's getting serious.
I'm excited to see what he can do because Steven Spielberg doesn't usually put out crap. You know, he usually puts out good quality films.
Hey, have you heard of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
That was a Steven Spielberg movie.
You shouldn't be.
I'm dead serious.
It was a great movie.
Oh, now it's look at this guy, man. Look at this guy.
Alright, now, okay, I know you guys talked about it last week, but the guy who did The Martian.
Ridley Scott.
Thank you. Dude, okay, that guy is my favorite director of all time.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, wait. Let me explain why. Because of A Good Year. The movie with Russell Crowe has that French chick that came out in Inception. Dude.
Marion Cotillard.
Huh?
Marion Cotillard. Yeah.
And then
She's
Alfred
brilliant.
Finney.
I love that one. Albert Finney.
Albert Finney, yes, thank you. And it's just a feel-good movie. It's like I watch it and it's just a pick-me-up movie. Like if I have a crappy day, I love watching this movie.
Since when did Ridley Scott go from Aliens to feel-good movies, man?
I don't
I don't know,
know,
man.
He's 78 years old.
I mean, that's the one thing. Like the guy can.
His
like,
brother
brain
committed
stuff.
suicide, man.
That is
I
true.
mean,
I guess he wants to feel good a
he
little
wants
bit.
to feel good. He's got shit in his life. He's like, I'm dying soon. My brother jumped off a bridge. Rest in peace, Tony Scott.
Damn.
Ridley Scott's outstanding, man. Hey, you know, Ernie, if you listen to last week's podcast, you'll
We
actually hear us talk
already
about
had, we already had. And I think it was a unanimous consensus that it's like the other
Ridley Scott's better than Christopher Nolan.
No.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement.
Homie here was pissed, man.
How? I mean, okay. So what does Nolan have?
Inception,
Inception.
Interstellar.
Oh, we're still talking about this?
Wait, we went over this last time, man.
Okay,
we won on this one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
And all the Batman trilogies. Dark Knight Rises.
Listen to the
Dark Knight.
podcast, Ernie.
Yeah, we're not
Then
going to
you'll
go
hear
down
us
this rabbit hole again.
Then you'll hear us school Omar on how much better Ridley Scott is.
I think actually you won that debate.
You did not.
I disagree with you.
You guys.
Can't win that
You
debate.
can't win.
I feel like that guy in Fox News that always gets shit on by the hosts. He's like right all the time.
Oh, you're just talking about
Anderson?
everybody on Fox News.
Well,
Oh, you're talking about Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly.
I'm the guest on Bill O'Reilly.
You're
This is
a
what this
guest
is.
on Bill O'Reilly. Man.
You know, I like watching.
Next time, don't be Jon Stewart on the
Yeah,
O'Reilly Factor.
you know, I love it when they do that. Like the Jon Stewart and Bill O'Reilly when they get together.
Oh yeah.
They're really
always
good buddies.
awesome, huh?
They're really good buddies.
They are good buddies, but they just fight all the time. It's awesome to watch.
Hey man, it makes for great TV.
It
And
does.
Those
It
guys,
makes
they
for
know
real-
what they're doing. They're entertainers.
They know what they're talking about. Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly's as much of a news broadcaster as fucking Jon Stewart. They're entertainers first and foremost. Bill O'Reilly started out being a weatherman. Yeah, son of a bitch.
Dunter started being a comedian.
He was a host on an MTV show. So
That's funny.
MTV leads to MTV Movie Awards, which
Leads to-
Leo DiCaprio has won several of those.
At least that's the Smoochie.
He did do Death Smoochie.
He did that Smoochie.
He also directed Rosewater, which
Listen,
was
check
a
it-
serious movie that came out last year.
Check it out, man. I was at a USO show
Mm-hmm.
in Iraq. Freaking Robin Williams showed up.
Nice.
10,000 people, or like 1,000 people, like right there. Robin Williams come up, starts making jokes, and also one guy goes, "We love you, Rainbow Randall," and he's like, "Yes, one of the 13 motherfuckers that bought the DVD." I'm like, damn, that's badass.
Oh, I love that movie. That movie's hilarious for all the wrong reasons. It's a dark comedy. It's a perfect dark comedy. Danny DeVito, dog. We're talking about Danny DeVito.
He doesn't like that name.
He doesn't like
Danny
Danny
like the
DeVito.
video, yes.
Alright. Ryan has to say Ben DeVito sucks.
Ryan's a little poodle, and I think he's taller than Danny DeVito. If there's
Sorry, Danny, if you're hearing this.
if there's
sorry,
one,
man.
if
We
there's-
loved you in Batman, the original
We love you.
one.
We love you,
were a
yeah.
badass penguin.
Batman Returns.
If anybody that Ernie can look down on, it's Danny DeVito.
Eat a dick.
The mutt to our 5 Jeffs. Oh man, but your boy Leo DiCaprio, he's won several MTV Movie Awards. Johnny Depp also has won a lot of MTV Movie Awards because what else is he going to win? People were interviewing him because he came out in Black Mass, did an outstanding job as Whitey Bulger. The movie was what it was. You can listen to episode 1 of our podcast, or you could read my review on tworamblingmen.com, which still doesn't exist because our programmer is trying to spite me.
Where the hell is our programmer? He just quit on us, didn't
He literally just quit on us.
he? Oh, okay.
So, the
So,
programmer.
Marvin.
Marvin.
Eventually you'll be able to read my opinions, Black Mass, but...
If that used to be like your opinions about Marvin, I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's messed up.
Dude, that'd be like 8 pages.
That'd be like 5 hours.
Well,
This
I'll
is
go
what
with
happens
days.
when nobody's here. You know, you get shit
Yeah.
out, man.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
bad,
So don't listen to the first 2.
So don't look at that first 2.
You probably have, motherfuckers. I believe that.
Well, you gotta listen and find out. But Johnny Depp came out in an interview and said, they're like, hey man, you got some Oscar buzz, probably gonna get nominated. He's like, that's all I want. He's like, I don't want to win one. And they're like, really? He's like, yeah, I don't want what that brings. And I was thinking about it. That's a lot of pressure to bring on you, man. Academy Award winner Johnny Depp. He sees it as a Lifetime Achievement Award. Once you win an Academy Award, you're almost done. Yeah, your career is done. He's still making movies. He's like, I'm still doing my thing. I'm still doing my work.
You know,
now, his work isn't all that great most of the time anymore, but the man still likes making movies. So,
What? You don't like Lone Ranger?
I'm gonna digress.
Yeah.
Just because Quentin Tarantino thought it was great doesn't mean I had to think it was great.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
Quentin.
digress and take the other side. I actually read an interview with Matt Damon that came out in The Martian. Great movie, guys. Go watch it.
It was fun.
And he was talking.
I hate that movie more every time you mention it. Go ahead, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. He's
What
got
a
an
Damon.
interview.
Matt Damon.
Well,
Never
you guys
gets
know
old.
that he won the Oscar at a really young age
For Good Will Hunting.
for Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
And they asked him, "What do you think about winning an Oscar at such a young age? Do you think that's going to be the peak of your career?" Just like we were just talking about. And he was like, "Well, frankly, I'm just glad I got that out of the way because I don't want to be the guy that's on his 60s and always chasing the Oscar and never getting it. I just want to get it out of the way and then I can focus on some other stuff."
To go a little morbid on that, I was watching this show a long time ago. Titus. There's one skit where they're like, the guy's kind of a loser. And he's like, hey man, you know what? Your cars that you're building, they're going to be built for Formula One. And the girlfriend's like, I'm pregnant. And like the brother's like, I have a great job. And I'm like, and he's like, excuse me real quick, goes off scene and blows his own brains out. And the rest of the cast are like, yeah, he pretty much peaked at that point.
So, I mean, he's just glad that he peaked, quote unquote peaked. He's free to do other stuff. And he's done great things since then.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of great things.
I mean, he's an outstanding talent. We talked about that when we were talking about The Martian on last week's episode. Because you think about guys who have won Oscars and they've done nothing. Cuba Gooding Jr. won for Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
After that,
Rat Race.
he did Rat Race and he did Pearl Harbor.
Men of Honor was also really good.
Men of Honor was great. Yeah, it was. Him and Bob De Niro really worked well together.
You should actually try that at tonight's party. Just get on some diving helmets and see if you can last as long.
We have a little bucket in the backyard.
Yeah.
We'll see who can last longer.
And I got the Iron Man helmet, so let's see who can do it.
All right, Big Hero 6. Get it, bro. Cuba Gooding Jr., the guy, he still works. I mean, he's still making movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they are nothing compared to what he won his Oscar for.
Yeah.
Louis Gossett Jr., who won for Officer and a Gentleman, sold his Oscar because he went bankrupt. Amongst American audiences, Jean Dujardin, the French actor who won for The Artist, the silent film, he won, and everyone's like, oh, great. And he popped up in Wolf of Wall Street for like a quick 5-minute scene. Yeah, he was in and out. And that was the last major movie, and Monuments Men with Bill Murray and all those guys.
That was a good movie.
He popped up in that. But for the most part, after winning the Oscar for The Artist, according to American audiences, he's disappeared. Now, he still does stuff over in France.
Yeah.
He's a French comedian. If you look his stuff up, he's done some really funny stuff. So
I think the game now is from, I used to be 7 Ways to Kevin Bacon.
6 Degrees.
6 Degrees to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Now it should be 6 Degrees to Matt Damon.
Yeah, he has done
Yeah,
a lot.
'cause they've
Yeah,
done
he's
a
worked
lot.
with a lot of people.
Yeah, he is.
He used that Oscar and Harvey Weinstein to elevate himself to work with everybody. But, there are performers, there are actors, filmmakers, directors, whatever you want to say, that make one movie, they win their statue, and then nothing happens to it.
Yeah.
One-hit wonders.
Well, no, they don't quit. They keep trying, but
They can never get that
they
back.
can never get that
One-hit
prestige
wonders.
back. Yeah, they are one
Like
hit
every
wonders.
song, what is it? I'm Too Sexy.
Mambo number 5.
Mambo number 5.
Yeah.
That stuff happens all the time, man. It's like, what have you done for me lately? But what have you done to keep yourself in the limelight? Quentin Tarantino knows how to stay relevant 25 plus years on. Like, the guy's been making, writing, or directing movies since... When did True Romance come out? 1990, 1991. And he's still doing it to this day, man. The guy is knocking it out of the park. I'm not a huge Tarantino fan, but...
But I can enjoy one of his movies.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and the guy knows how to stay relevant. Very similar to, Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott's been doing it for 40 years, and he still stays relevant to this day.
It is.
And then
I was watching
Spielberg, Scorsese. You can find all these names. They're always changing. They're always...
Yeah, they're not doing the same thing.
They're
They're
not
not doing the
same
same Shyamalan twist that everybody's expecting,
Exactly.
But one thing about those,
They know
like
how
Ridley
to,
Scott,
they know
his
how to
movies,
evolve.
his movies become classics. Like Alien, dude, Alien is a freaking... It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
And even today, it's still freaking badass.
No, it's still
Like,
terrible.
make-
to somebody who hasn't seen it before, you're like, oh my god, this movie's insane.
I've seen it like 100 times, and I'll watch it when we're done. I'll be like, that movie's insane.
Spielberg's kind of the same way.
Space Marines, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, I love that. Spielberg, dude, kind of the same way. I took my nephew like a couple years back for the 20th anniversary of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, man.
He was like, he could not watch it. He was like 7 or 8 years old, and he was like, Uncle Ernie, can we go? I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. It's like I'm scared. I'm like, all right, let's go.
No, dude, that's when you sit his little ass down, man. You just spent 15
Man
bucks.
up.
I know, right? It's a 3D one too,
It's
man.
3D,
It's a
man.
draft house.
You spent $15 a ticket on that shit,
Yeah, right.
man. Compared to when I saw it when I was a kid, I was 5 when I saw Jurassic Park.
You know,
My
speaking
dad
of
took me to see it at the Dollar Theater.
Speaking
And
of
he was
Jurassic
still
Park,
pissed when we left.
that movie's still relevant because it didn't use any fake CGI. They used actual puppets.
No, they use CGI.
Well,
Basically, yeah.
it was very little CGI,
It was enough.
They mostly used
It looked good enough.
animatronics.
They perfectly seamed it in where
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you
they
can't
used
notice
the puppets to.
because if you see a movie from the early '90s and 2000s, you're like, oh my god, that looks so fake right now.
Well, yeah, like Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Jurassic World looked fake as shit.
Yeah. Jurassic Park looked more real than Jurassic World.
It
There you
did.
go.
Yeah.
I know you guys talked about it last week, but I just want to add on that part of it that like when that raptor and the T-Rex look at each other after the fight,
That's bad.
they both you get away this one.
You get this one.
You get this one.
You get this one.
You get this pass. Yeah.
So Johnny Depp don't want an Oscar. He's like, I'm good. I'll just keep making my movies.
I don't think Johnny Depp likes the U.S. in general, but yet he lives here and
Works here.
makes all his money here. Because he said
Married to Amber Heard.
He's talked a whole bunch of shit about the U.S.
Yeah.
Yes, but what do you have reason to bitch?
But actors are like
Well,
always
I got the exact same thing. It's like
it's funny because actors have always been like crazy out there, and that's kind of the reason why like even like during the 50s and shit, that's why they those crazy ass witch hunts for like communists went for the actors.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're out there.
Yeah, they're already running their mouths and everything, and they're saying weird shit, and it's understandable, but still, the way that McCarthy went crazy.
Oh, yeah,
fuck that. Just ridiculous. Good Night and Good Luck is about that. That's a really really.
Oh,
good
that's the
movie.
one you want coming out, right?
No. Trumbo.
Trombone. Yes.
Trumbo's with Bryan Cranston as the writer who had to go under several pseudonyms, and he's the one who wrote Spartacus and Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn. He wrote all these movies, and him and a bunch of his friends wrote all these movies, but they had to do it under pseudonyms because if they gave it as their actual name after they'd been blacklisted, their movie wouldn't be released. No, Good Night and Good Luck is a Clooney's production company, did that back in 2004 or 5. And it's about Edward R. Murrow, the news broadcaster. Him and his team were like, this is bullshit, man. We're sick of letting this guy just, basically run our lives like a dictator. And this guy was just, he was just a senator.
Yeah,
He wasn't anything fancy. He was just a senator. The way he was going after people, you would have thought that this guy was the fucking president of the United States. So Edward R. Murrow, him and his team stared going after him.
But
so it's a really good movie.
But here's the one thing: it's like public support and fear go a long way.
Oh, they do.
It's interesting as hell when like you look because one of the
we're learning that right now with
Republican Party.
Donald Trump.
Yeah. One of the funny things about it
and Bernie Sanders too.
It's my it's one of my favorite audiobooks ever. Is World War Z, and one of them they talk about. It's this guy who owns a company, and he's like, you know what? You sell fear, or you sell like insurance on fear, because it's not like what you have. It's like, oh, you're worried about a thunderstorm? Let me sell you this insurance.
Yeah.
You're worried about this virus? Let me sell you a vaccine.
Didn't they do that on The Simpsons or Family Guy, where they're like, they're going to sell us cloud insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was Family Guy.
It was Family Guy. They go, yep, look at them plotting up there.
I'm going to get it. Oh, shit.
No, tomorrow. I'm serious, so am I.
That is kind of that thing, and that totally makes sense. So we got a little political. We tried to avoid that after the first episode, but it's just kind of timely with the way that a lot of that shit kind of works out.
I don't know, it's political. I think it's more philosophy.
They intertwine with each other.
Yeah.
It's all about what the media can portray. CNN, man, Bernie Sanders shat on everybody at the Democratic debates,
really?
And CNN, who's owned by Time Warner, who gives funding money to Hillary Clinton, tried to ignore all that stuff about him dominating the debate to make it seem like Hillary Clinton was the standout.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's a bunch of crap, dude. That's why you got to get out and vote, man. That's why they got the primaries. That's why they got all that stuff, so they can know exactly who they want. Feel the burn, bitches. Bernie's coming. And look out for the hairpiece, because he's coming too.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Something to talk about real quick before we talk about Narcos. Jennifer Lawrence, everyone's golden girl. She wrote an essay this week
Saw that.
about when Sony got hacked. She even came out, she's like, I'm not even worried about everyone seeing my tits. I was more pissed off to see how much I don't make.
Wait, her tits are online?
You can find Jennifer Lawrence naked online, yes.
Oh,
or on my phone.
Or on his phone. Omar's got it. Leave him alone, NSA. Lena Dunham has a website where people, write little notes and quips about strong female women. Jennifer Lawrence is a 25-year-old strong female woman. She was all pissed off because she started seeing the numbers of how much her American Hustle co-stars made compared to what she made.
There would be Christian Bale and
Jeremy Renner. And Bradley Cooper. She
Bradley
brought up those three.
Bradley Cooper and Jaya.
Yeah, bringing up the numbers compared to Bradley Cooper and
Christian Bale.
And no, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh.
And Jennifer Lawrence made like $5 million less.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence still made $17 million on that movie.
Well, but isn't my understanding that the actors negotiate these?
They do.
They do.
And she found out that through the Sony hack.
Through the Sony hack.
So whose fault is it that she doesn't know how to negotiate? If I buy a computer for
her agent.
Exactly.
It's
Jennifer Lawrence,
yeah.
fire your agent. Hire me. I'm a great hustler.
It's he's from Mexico.
From Mexico.
So
That's
he's
why
used to getting shot at.
That's why his butthole is as big as a basketball.
So I can take it and get you great prices.
Oh man, but yeah, she came out and said, "I'm sick of being the friendly
nice,
girl in it,
yeah.
the nice girl."
The nice girl.
She's like, "I
I
want
wanna
to."
get
And she
paid
did.
now.
She signed on for $20 million to make Passengers with Chris Pratt. She was able to get her cash, man. She was able to get paid. My one problem with this whole thing is, and this is not a shot on. This isn't technically a shot on Jennifer Lawrence. It's more the media scope of how it is right now. Because we're talking about the media and what a bunch of scumbags they are. Amazing, talented actresses. Jessica Chastain, here she is again. Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Kate Winslet. A lot of these
Jessica Chastain.
I just said it.
Oh,
Jesus
sorry,
Christ, man.
Just want to make sure.
Oh, fuck you, man. all of them have come out for years now saying, this is a bunch of crap, man. Pay me more. And they're like, the studios don't want to pull the trigger.
Yep.
But because Jennifer Lawrence is America's sweetheart,
Well, she's so hot
she
right
says it. Well, she's been hot for like 5 years
now.
now.
Ever since she won the Oscar. You know, she's
Well,
so
before
hot.
that, when she got nominated for Winter's Bone,
Mm-hmm.
which is still her best performance.
Way better than Silver Linings.
Easily. And Silver Linings, I think she was outstanding in Silver
I
Linings.
did not think she deserved
I
it.
thought she did.
I have to say, Jessica Chastain's Zero Dark 30 was better. She was nominated with her that year.
I'll talk about that real quick. I think and she was great in it. She was the central focus of that movie, and I still don't feel like she had enough to really sink her teeth into. There was never that, like, she wasn't the one torturing anybody. She was just sitting there watching, like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I like the other guy more. The guy who, like,
Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke, yeah. Came out in, Terminator? Or...
He was Terminator Genesis.
Yes,
He
yeah.
was John Connor.
Yeah, I mean, that dude's badass.
She was good in Zero Dark 30. I don't think she was better than Naomi Watts in The Impossible. About the tsunami in...
That was better than her.
She was... Naomi Watts was
I just
unreal
don't
in
think that
movie,
Jennifer
man.
Lawrence deserved the Oscar.
I don't think she did either. Let her kind of get her nominations, and then she'll have that role that she can really just... Right now, it just feels like every role is... It's kind of like a George Clooney thing.
Exactly.
Outside of Winter's Bone, that was her tour de force performance. Outside of every other role, it just seems like it's
And
Jennifer Lawrence.
And it just that's why I
Well, you get typecast. That's why, like, and that's the only thing I like about
that's why the Academy Awards are bullshit, man.
That's the one thing I like about Johnny Depp is that, you know, a lot of times he has like the crazy typecast, but every once in a while he does different things and he tries different shit.
Well, he gets a role like Black Mass. Christian Bale has never been typecast.
I mean, he's a good actor.
He's a brilliant actor.
He's a
well-versed Pianist.
He is.
Fuck.
What was it in The Pianist?
Oh, the Machinist.
The Machinist, yeah. Adrian Brody was in The Pianist.
He lost so much weight for that.
Adrian Brody's another one.
Another badass actor.
That guy.
Adrian
Came out in
Brody,
Predators. I remember that.
yeah, Adrian Brody's another actor that won his Oscar, and then his career just doesn't live up to The Pianist, which sucks. I think he's a very talented guy.
All right, Ernie's signing off.
Ernie,
All right, guys, it was fun.
Yeah, man.
So,
We'll get you on next time, man.
yeah, it'll be fun.
We'll see you tonight.
Probably next.
I'll see you guys tonight.
Probably on Wednesday, man.
Probably
busted.
Probably next week, instead of this, because our programmer doesn't want to come.
Oh, that's cool.
With these actresses, they're fighting for their roles. They're fighting for their money.
All right.
With the little bit of good, meaty female roles that there are.
Yeah.
The females that are getting them deserve to get paid what they deserve to get paid.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The U.S. women here make like 20 cents less than their real counterparts for the same job. I think it is. So that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I also think it's fucked up that Jennifer Lawrence would not be complaining because she didn't find out about the salary of those other two.
Can't imagine that's something that she's going to bring up to them and be like, "Hey, how much do you make for this movie?"
Yeah, exactly.
I don't doubt that they talk that stuff comes up. But at the same time, the residuals that she was getting from the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah.
She went from the first Hunger Games movie, in total, she made $1 million.
For the first Hunger Games?
Yeah, for her salary and then the kickbacks and all that stuff afterwards.
Fuck.
She only made $1 million. She was able to renegotiate that for Catching Fire, and Catching Fire, she made over $15 million.
Oh, well,
the girl get paid, man. The girl get paid. It's just kind of that bummer of it all where a lot of these women get sadly ignored. Jessica Chastain, I'm going to bring her up again just because she is one of the hottest tickets in Hollywood right now. The fact that she, 2-time Oscar nominee, she's in the biggest hit movies. The fact that she gets ignored when she says, why aren't I getting paid more?
Yeah.
Meryl Streep, Hollywood royalty. She is probably the greatest female actress of all time. Well, no, she's behind Katharine Hepburn is the greatest female
actress. She's the Madonna of acting, I think.
She's the Madonna of acting?
Yeah.
I mean, she pretends she's British and busted in the face?
Well, I mean, she's like the Michael Jackson of acting. How's that?
She went from black to white, and now she's dead?
She's, whatever, man. You know what I'm trying to say.
She's the Paul McCartney, we'll say that. She's the Paul McCartney of Hollywood.
All right.
I think that when Meryl Streep comes out and says, dude, this is bullshit, and everyone's like, okay, Meryl said it, maybe we'll take a look into it. And then the next week, Kim Kardashian shows her cues again. Something stupid comes up. The moment that Jennifer Lawrence does it, though, then it becomes a hot topic, and everyone's now going to be talking about it. When the Sony hack happened, there were tons of actresses whose nude photos leaked.
Yep.
But the only one that you heard anything about was Jennifer Lawrence. She was the only one that made any kind of headlines about her team trying to block the nudes from going viral.
Which I think only made it worse.
She's a fun, chill chick. She seems down to earth and everything. She's a Kentucky girl.
Yeah, I respect her skills for making it in Hollywood. She was a waitress in New York City for the longest time, just hustling.
Yeah, man. She just did what she had to do. I just think that her PR team tries to protect her so much. Yeah. And then they try and keep her in the spotlight. That's where a lot of this...
It's backfiring.
It is, yeah. It kind of backfires a little bit. And that's why you get a lot of people just like, oh, fuck, again. Everyone's already talking about this new movie with David O. Russell Joy. Like, she's already won the
Oscar for it.
She's probably going to win the Oscar again. Yeah. I'm just like, come on, man. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything all that outstanding. It looks like it's going to be an interesting story because David O. Russell does make interesting stories. I think it's just going to be a pedestrian role for her compared to other people. I'm a huge fan of Carey Mulligan. I don't know if you've ever seen any of her stuff. She's popped up in Drive. She was in Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
She doesn't have many film roles. She mostly does stage work anymore. But when she does movies,
she was pretty great in Great Gatsby.
Man. She's already done one movie, Far From the Madding Crowd, which is a classic novel that they turned into a movie. She plays a character who has 3 male suitors, but her focus is trying to be back in the 1880s when women owning their own farm and running it by themselves was seen as just no way possible.
Yeah.
And she played that really well. And then she's going to be in Suffragette, which is the story of the British suffragettes back in the early 1900s fighting for their right to vote in Britain. So
did they get the right to vote before the U.S.
Did? I feel like it was around the same time, if not just a few years earlier. Okay. In America, it was 1919 when they were allowed to vote. Suffragettes based in like 1915, but I can't say for sure. But I think it was
around the same time.
Yeah, it was around the same time. So Carey Mulligan, my article that will eventually be posted on TwoRamblinGmen.com, probably never. She's one of the quiet faces of feminism. Similar to Cate Blanchett and Kate Winslet, who just go out and they play these strong, badass women, but they don't go into the, they're not like Lena Dunham who has to tell you that she's a feminist.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool, and I think a lot of young actresses coming up can learn something from those women where they're not in your face about it. They're not on Twitter. They're not on Instagram, Facebook, letting everyone know, look how strong of a... I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. It doesn't mean you're a fucking feminist. That just means you have a stick up your ass.
Exactly.
I think at the end of the day, Jennifer Lawrence, nothing's going to hurt her. She's going to be fine. It's just kind of a problem with the media of making her look like, because she said it, it's gospel.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit, man. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, media. Suck off. So, anyways, let's get to Narcos.
Let's get to Narcos.
I really like that show. I think it's a badass show, man. Netflix is just hitting it out of the park with what they're bringing in, man.
Nothing compares to Netflix right now. Not even Amazon Prime or...
Amazon Prime's got some pretty good stuff.
But nothing like Netflix.
Not
even any of the big TV chains, like HBO.
The moment that Breaking Bad ended its run, AMC kind of fell. Yeah. Everyone wants to talk about The Walking Dead keeping it up. Yeah. Ratings-wise, sure. Quality-wise, not even close, man. Yeah, I think the comedy specials that they're getting... Aziz Ansari, Bill Burr, Chelsea Pelecki from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And then the movies that they're getting, they're starting to get movies now, exclusive, like Beast of No Nation. And then the TV shows, obviously.
Jesus, the TV shows.
The TV shows are outstanding, man.
House of Cards, God.
House of Cards, and House of Cards is what kicked it off.
Yeah, exactly.
House of Cards is what started this trend.
Kevin Spacey just knocked out of the park on that movie.
Him and Robin Wright
were
perfect for those roles, and it's just it's bringing the dark side of politics.
That's how we imagine politics to be now, man.
Yeah, it is all petty bullshit.
And I can assure you that every president in Mexico has a couple of skeletons in his closet. Literal skeletons, people leave.
Yeah, man. All the American politicians probably have the same. They're all in the military. They killed somebody. Yeah, seriously. And then how else were they getting into office? They killed somebody. You know, Nancy Pelosi killed a few straight people to make sure that her office was locked up. The women and gays love white men getting killed.
They do.
That's all me making shit up. Don't believe that for a second.
NSA is going to be on your house.
Yeah, they're going to kill me, bro. Granted, what's his face? Ted Kennedy, he actually did drown a woman. He didn't realize that some girl was in the back of his car. And he left some party drunk as a fucking Irishman that he was, dumped it right into a lake. He got out. The girl was still in there. Drowned to death. But yeah, so I think one of the premier shows right now on Netflix, outside of House of Cards, outside of Peaky Blinders, which another Kevin recommended. Orange is the New Black is another good one. But the comedies they throw out there too.
Oh, comedies are great.
Arrested Development came back strong. Derek, the Ricky Gervais show, I've watched a couple episodes. It's good.
That's good?
It's good, man. Ricky Gervais just knows how to... I mean, he just has a way of making characters funny but authentic. That's the one thing about, The Office. It's very dry. He has a dry humor. Mm-hmm. But also he makes it dramatic in the proper sense, He really makes the characters accessible and real, which is really cool. Sucking enough of Netflix's junk right now, but Narcos is the story of Pablo Escobar and his rise to power, and eventually we're going to watch his descent to his death. Yeah. Spoiler alert: Pablo Escobar dies. We just kind of follow him as the shit that he pulled off. This man was making billions.
He's probably in Ford's, millionaires. Probably in top 10.
He was, and they were trying to keep it off of him. I think they even bring up throughout the show, they're like, this guy was making more in the 80s than countries were making.
Yeah.
I mean, that man was and he was hiding it everywhere throughout Colombia, a lot of the Central and South America.
And I think the show made a really good point of why the U.S. cared and got involved is because they were not taxing that money.
They weren't taxing that money.
That money was just leaving the U.S.
It was leaving the U.S. without them getting any sniff of it.
Exactly. So, that's why they wanted to get a piece of the pie and after that.
Oh, yeah, man. Ronnie Reagan, he loved money, man. Okay. He was an actor.
Well, who doesn't love money?
I don't. I wish we could go back to a barter system. Not that I have anything to barter, but I mean, at least then I wouldn't feel so bad about having no money in my bank account. I have no money. Support the podcast. So, yeah, Pablo Escobar. Most of the story, we follow the DEA agent. Yeah. Agent Murphy?
Agent Murphy.
Yeah, we follow Agent Murphy. He's narrating the whole thing. Basically him narrating his memories and everything. Story. Yeah, his career memories. Based on a true story and everything. But he kind of takes his documented history and kind of telling us what Pablo Escobar and his team did to get drugs over to the United States through Miami, through Los Angeles, up to New York. Crazy shit, man. The actor who plays Pablo Escobar is really strong.
While you were looking that up, let me just say that I was impressed about the level of detail they got. The U.S. embassies in all other countries have a center of intelligence where they have CIA, they have DEA, FBI. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that was public knowledge until they just went out there and said it, which was impressive.
Wagner Moura plays Pablo Escobar.
Where's he from?
He is from a nice little place called Brazil.
That's why he's got that accent.
Yeah, he's from Brazil, but I think he knocks it out of the park as Pablo Escobar. I know that Benicio del Toro did Pablo Escobar, Paradise Lost, with Josh Hutcherson. Benicio del Toro, we kind of talked about him last week, but Wagner Moura, he knocks it out of the park, man. He shows the growth of Pablo Escobar just becoming a complete lunatic.
You know what I like is that the series is in Spanish, and I like that it's getting a lot of support even with the subtitles.
I'm not one of those that has a stick up his ass if I have to read it.
Yeah,
I've known people that are. Yeah. Guy that I used to work with when I lived in Florida bought a ticket to see Passion of the Christ, saw that it was subtitles, left. Didn't even go to get his money back, which it was in the first couple minutes. He could have done that. Yeah. No, he just booked.
Wow.
Why? He's like, I don't want to read for 2 hours. I mean, he was kind of a doof anyway. He was a moron.
Jeez, man, I don't know what you guys are complaining. All the movies I had to see up till when I was like 12 and actually learned English were like reading 2 hours.
Yeah, man. I love watching movies from Europe, Asia.
Yeah, from Hollywood.
Not from Hollywood. I think that's the thing. Is
Bollywood.
not from Hollywood. Yeah, the Bollywood. Yeah.
From Bollywood.
Central South America. I don't mind reading a movie for a couple hours if it's got an interesting story.
If it's a good one.
That just grips you by the gut.
Like Narcos, man.
Narcos does exactly that.
And going back to Narcos, they really leave no secret untouched. You know, they show how U.S. government officials operate in other countries with things like torture, things like waterboarding, which was a really sensitive issue.
Yeah.
But they were doing it in the 70s, 80s. They're doing it now.
They're still doing it now, yeah.
They didn't hold anything back, exactly.
They didn't hold anything back. Boyd Holbrook plays DEA Agent Murphy. Pedro Pascal plays Agent Pena. Pedro Pascal, if they watch Game of Thrones, will know him as Boyd Oberyn. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
He sold the movie. He sold the show for me, man. Oberyn Martell, yeah. Because he played both sides of the line. He wasn't straight-laced. I mean, that was the thing about Boyd Holbrook. It will be actually one of my complaints about the show, is that you watch him and he's just completely out of his element. Yeah. It's a fish out of water story for him. And since he is one of the stars of the show, of course we are going to get that fish out of water story. West Virginia country boy, as he describes in the first episode, down to
Spanish.
Colombia. Yeah, he doesn't know a lick of Spanish. But the one thing is that you don't really get the full extent of him kind of flipping that script. You don't really get that full descent into madness. You see Mora as Pablo Escobar, you watch and you see him go crazy.
Yeah.
There are those moments where he starts losing his family, he starts losing his squad. Yeah. Things start happening and he starts going to jail. You could see him starting to lose it, and that's when he really gets violent. Pena goes in the opposite direction. He knows how you have to play it in Colombia.
He knows how to walk the line.
Exactly. But then he starts to get a little straighter working with Boyd Holbrook's character. Yeah. Holbrook, though, by the end of the season, is just like, fuck my family. I just need to get the job done. And when the series ended, or the first season ended, I was just like, I don't know. I think fit. It just didn't fit for me with him suddenly becoming this hardened cop. He was seeing all this shit happen, but he still seemed to have a good moral compass to keep himself
I don't think so. There's a scene in there where he's driving with his wife and he's behind a cab driver, and the cab driver like honks at him or something.
Yeah.
And he crashes into him just to piss him off, and then he gets out and he pulls his gun on him.
Well, yeah, he was talking to his wife. He was checking on their adoptive child.
Yeah.
And then he bumps into this cab.
Yeah.
And this cab driver jumps out. He's yelling at him. He's giving
Which happens all the time.
Happens all the time. So what Holbrook did is he got out and he blew out his tires and told him to get the fuck out of here. Backed up and drove off like it was no big deal.
Exactly. And you see the wife's face going like, holy shit.
Yeah, I know. She's like, who is this man?
Exactly.
The one thing about that, though, it's the last episode.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I guess we'll get more of it in the next season. But it seems like within the last episode and a half is when he really kind of became a bad dude. It would have been nice to see it a little more gradual.
Yeah.
Instead of just all of a sudden, he's a bad guy. Yeah. Yeah, all of a sudden. Which I get that it would happen that way for some people, where they finally have that moment where they just snap. I don't know. I guess I would have believed it more if it kind of built up over time.
So I mean, think about it. Like all those people that go on mass shootings, they just don't kill a person here and there. They just like snap, and boom, you get 20 people killed.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm off my rocker myself. I guess just the way that they were doing it.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying though, where he did have that moment of just popping off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it happens. I guess just with my watching it, maybe I just didn't like the character. I don't know. It didn't fully resonate with me when he finally snapped off.
That's how, yeah.
Whereas with Escobar, watching him, you're going in knowing that it was like watching Black Mass.
Yeah.
You know that Whitey Bulger is a complete lunatic scumbag, and he did some bad shit. Pablo Escobar, same thing. And even from the start, Pablo Escobar, you hear little inklings about him being a family man, and he loves his wife, and he loves his kids, and all that stuff. He loved his mistress, loved his mom, loved his other mistress.
And that other one, too.
The nice thing was, he wasn't an exaggeration like Tony Montana from Scarface. Scarface sucks. It's just a complete exaggeration.
Yeah.
He smokes his weed, does his thing, but it's not like coking out on his product just to go nuts and kill a motherfucker. He has control. You see where that control starts to lose it, or he starts losing it in his head, where everyone's out to get him.
Yeah.
People were out to get him.
But not his own team.
The American government was out to get him. But then when he starts turning on his own team, things like that happen. When his cousin died.
That's when he lost it, yeah.
Yeah. That's when he really started to
I
lose
think his cousin was actually keeping it all together.
He was, and he had his own problems.
Yeah.
He had his own issues, but he kept it together really well.
Yeah.
And he kept the team tight-knit as they could.
Yeah, and they were doing pretty well until then.
They were, yeah. Overall, though, I gotta say, Narcos is a solid show. The narration I find a little grating sometimes. You know, we talked about Forrest Gump last week, and I was thinking about it on the way over when we were going to talk about Narcos. Forrest Gump would narrate some of it. He would do his voiceover. Mm-hmm. And the last line that he would say would lead into a line that the character was going to say anyway.
Yeah.
I found that similar to Narcos, where he's like, and then Pablo Escobar would do this, and then in Spanish, Pablo Escobar would lead to saying something along those lines. Yeah. The narration, the voiceover was not necessary for an entire episode. Little bits right here and there would have been fine. Mm-hmm. Sons of Anarchy would do it from time to time, and it worked really well. They didn't do it all the time. They would splice it in here and there, yeah. And as Brian Cox said in Adaptation, voiceovers are bullshit! It's a waste of time. So the cinematography on it was beautiful. Oh, yeah. Like, it was shot beautifully. Like I said, the acting was top-notch.
It looked like a really high-budget series, you know?
And it probably was not.
And it probably wasn't.
Telemundo probably put just enough money. They didn't get any big-name stars. They got actors.
Exactly.
They got actors, that looked like the part and could portray the character.
And they could do it exactly right.
Which is something that elevates the show even more. Got some talented people from Telemundo. They got some talented producers here with Netflix in America to really give another home run.
It's finally something that I like, you know, finally a series that gets the characters right. Just because it's an American company, you know, you don't have to have a white Pablo Escobar.
You don't.
And I really appreciate the fact that it got a diverse cast and everybody did a great job.
They did. Everyone fit in the region they were in. Everyone was Colombian, or if they were from another country, if for some reason they were from another country, they looked like they were from that country.
Exactly.
Crazy story. They depict a moment where that young kid, they bring him in to blow up the plane. Mm-hmm. A girl that I work with, one of her classmates' brother was on that plane.
Wow.
And then they moved to America after that. They can go back now. It's safer now to go back.
Yeah, it's way safer.
But back then, they left because of the way that she lost her brother. So, crazy story from that, man.
Let me tell you another crazy story from Narcos. Right now, I know a good Colombian friend of mine. He says Mexico is way, way more unsafe than Colombia was during the 80s and 70s.
Seriously.
And I can't blame him. Mexico's pretty fucked up. Crazy story. In Narcos, they talk about a DEA agent that got killed, Kiki Camarena, who was Jesus Christ, because they knew that the U.S. was going to go after whoever killed DEA agent super hard. Kiki Camarena got killed in my city, Guadalajara, by Cartel de Guadalajara. He was kidnapped. They hired doctors to keep him alive when they beat him to an inch of his death. Jesus. They put like this huge pole up his rectum. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. The U.S. 2 months later came in with choppers, Delta Force. They took those guys out.
Damn.
2008, I'm in a bank with my dad. He tells me, like, see that doctor? There was a doctor just coming in with, like, fat stacks of money, just depositing it in the bank. And he was like, that was one of the doctors that kept Kiki Camarena alive.
Jesus.
Wow. And he was just walking free, just depositing his money, probably in the bankroll of another cartel.
Wow. That's nuts, man.
That's how it is, man.
And you would think that the one black kid getting shot by a cop every couple months or whatever is terrible. But, you think about the shit that goes on in Central and South America. Get the hell out of here. And they don't cover that here in the United States, man. They don't want to talk about that shit.
I don't want to talk about that shit.
I know you don't. And you saw these people that were involved, man. You don't want to talk about that stuff. It's crazy, man. But that is the way it is, man.
And that's why I like Narcos, man. They actually show it how it is. They don't sugarcoat it. The assassinations are all real.
They are.
That's how they happen.
Another cool thing is the aspect of them including archival footage.
Yeah, oh, wow. Yeah.
The actual footage of...
Like when the presidential candidate was murdered?
Yeah,
that was the actual footage.
That was the actual footage, yeah.
Or the siege on the Palace of Justice.
The speech, the raid into
the Justice Palace.
Yeah, all that stuff is really cool to see them intertwine it smoothly and perfectly.
It was such a good show.
It's a
perfectly
show.
done. They really did the research, man.
I think that's a huge recommend from both of us. I can't not recommend this show.
It's got very little minuses, little tiny details that
Yeah, it's little stuff
that you won't even notice.
For me, the narration you'll notice.
Yeah.
The authenticity of it was awesome, and I'm excited to see what they do in the second season.
Yeah.
I think where they left off is around 1990, 1991.
So it's going to come to an end pretty soon.
I would imagine. If it goes longer than 2 seasons, they're really starting to stretch it. But if it goes 2 seasons, that would be perfect.
The show is called Narcos. It's not called Pablo Escobar. So I think they should pick up with El Chapo. He actually just got loose from prison. He's got a couple of good stories.
Damn.
And news reports say that he got in a huge firefight last week with Mexican Marines in Sinaloa. He somehow made it out alive. That would be another thing.
That would be cool. I don't know if you ever watched the British show Skins.
Yeah, exactly.
But they have like the first 2 seasons are one story, and the second 2 seasons. It'd be cool if they did that, where they just start telling all these different pockets of these different.
From Narcos.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. It'll be fun to see what they do with the second season.
Yeah.
I haven't read up or seen anything else. I'm sure that they're going to be filming the second season here too. It is on Netflix. Definitely check that out, everybody. A big old 2 rambling thumbs up. We don't do thumbs up here. A 2 rambler recommendation. As we close up here, Omar, have you been watching anything? Anything that you want to throw out as a recommendation? Something that we didn't talk about on the podcast today?
Well, I just got into Parks and Rec. It's a
Okay.
great show. I'm loving it. Season 1 was a little slow. On season 2, and it's picking up great.
Parks and Rec is easily my favorite show.
Really?
I love that show. Something that I'll throw out there, I have Amazon Prime. I don't know how many people do have Amazon Prime. A small little BBC show that they picked up called Catastrophe. It's 6 episodes, 30 minutes. It's a quick show to watch. Like, you can watch it in an afternoon if you want to.
Like a Firefly?
Like fun. It'll be easier to watch. Finish Catastrophe, all 6 episodes, and still watch a handful of episodes of Firefly. Yeah. It's a funny show. It's about an American businessman who goes over to do some business in London. He meets a teacher, and they start having a fling. He's only there for like 10 days. Mm-hmm. But they fuck like rabbits, man. All they're doing. Like the first 3 minutes of the show is just them in new sequences banging each other. The lady, she's 41 and is completely surprised when she finds out she's pregnant.
What the fuck?
So the guy moves back. Like, these guys have only known each other for a week and a half.
Right.
He moves to London, tries to keep his business going in London, to start a family with her. It's really sweet. It's really funny. It's very dry. It's accessible. These people don't really know each other. The way that they go back and forth with each other, it's really funny. I think if you have Amazon Prime, it's definitely worth checking out. It's a funny little show, and it's, like I said, 6 episodes. You'll be done in no time.
Good for an afternoon.
It's good for an afternoon. I'm a big fan of Red Letter Media. They're the guys who made the Mr. Plinkett Star Wars reviews.
Yeah.
They're fucking hilarious. I really enjoy listening and watching their stuff. If I'm bored at work or I'm doing some stuff and I just want something to listen to while I'm working, I'll put them on. They finally uploaded their short comedy series that they did called The Grabowskis. It's basically about this young married couple with their infant child that they just throw around and smash on the counters and everything. Some of their episodes are 30 seconds. Some of them are 2 minutes. It's really funny. It's short comedy.
Yeah.
They were doing before Vine and all that shit. Just go into YouTube, look up Red Letter Media, and they have all 5 of their little mini seasons available. Yeah, man, that's from us. A lot of comedy being recommended. We talked about a lot of dramatic shit today, so we'll recommend some comedy to kind of loosen it up. That was this week's episode of The Ramble On, episode 3.
Episode 3.
Revenge of the Host. We thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for listening. Once again, you can check us out on Facebook. Find us at 2 Rambling Men on Twitter and Instagram. Eventually, we might have a website if the programmer doesn't want to keep giving me shit. So, thanks everybody. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. We're going to be talking about Crimson Peak and Beast of No Nation. Have a good one, everybody.